Peace and blessings, goddess. How you feeling?
I'm feeling fantastic. I am ready.
Can you please introduce yourself to us, please?
My name is I'm Minister SCG13 Madi, and so everybody knows me by I am SCG13, and I'm here in the land of Khalifa, California.
I say, there's so much energy coming from California right now. So most definitely appreciate the California Khalifa energy.
Hmm.
So I got you here tonight on the shuttle vote because I always have shuttle vote for people that like really in tune with stones, really know a lot about minerals and crystal technology.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of people that work with minerals but don't know exactly what the minerals do. So
Uh-huh.
the guy that's OJ Yemi introduced us the other day, and I saw your page. I was like, yeah, we in the right place. We in the right place tonight. So can you please tell us what you do?
I am an orgone alchemist. I work with stones, metals, and resin, and I create scalar technology. What it is, let me see. I have a small example here of what it is. And Oyeyemi is hitting me up now. Are we live or is this? Because she
Yes,
said,
ma'am.
Oyeyemi,
Realize.
she just hit me up. She says, did she miss it? I apologize. But this is an Orgone energy battery, and I create these out of metals, crystals, and resin. When you put metals and crystals and resin together, it creates a scalar wave. A scalar wave is a multidimensional energy that moves faster than the speed of light. And this is technology that our ancestors used. Our ancestors used this technology in Egypt to mummify the bodies. It wasn't necessarily in this form, but this orgone energy is a natural energy that exists in the planet, and our ancestors knew how to accumulate it and use it. And so they would use it to mummify the bodies and also to preserve the pathway in the afterlife. And so this technology right here, the scalar technology, is is some powerful stuff. I can tell you that. I've been working with this for over 13 years, and it's done a lot of good in my life.
I'm sure. So what are like? What do you use shungite in your organs?
This is wait, I got some shungite right here. I definitely use shungite in my organs. I want to show you, I'm going to be right back because I want to show you one that I use. This is shungite right here, but I want to show you one, this, this real powerful creation that I did with shungite.
Yes, ma'am. The cat's going crazy for this full moon, ain't it?
Okay. I have to close the door so that you guys don't hear the screaming of the kittens that like to be around me. Okay, so I did an experiment with shungite. I like to use shungite on the last layer. And so when I was creating this one right here, I was putting shungite in the last layer, but what happened is the resin tightened and it spilled, and so it turned into this.
Oh,
And I love it.
yes, ma'am.
It's like, so it kind of fades in, but it shows you on the other side everything that's inside.
Sure,
And
sure.
so shungite is one of the only stones. Well, there's a couple more, but shungite is a stone that it protects you from electromagnetic frequencies.
Yes, ma'am.
Electromagnetic radiation that's coming out of your cell phone, is coming out of your TV, is coming out of the power lines in the street. And there's just not a lot of people that are talking about it. When you put the shungite inside of an orgone device, what happens is the shungai's energy, its metaphysical properties are being amplified by this specific kind of technology. So, but with layers, It's creating, it's squeezing the energy out of the crystals, and it's amplifying the properties of the crystals. So even people that are not so sensitive to energy, they're still going to feel the vibrational frequency of this technology. Um, Even if you don't think that you're feeling it, it's still happening. You're still feeling it. Scalar technology, it moves faster than the speed of light. You can't see this energy. And it is the only energy that can protect us from this era that we've moved into. We're in a technological age. And so in this technological age, you remember in the movies and future movies, the cat, I'm sorry, the cat is by the window.
You
He's
okay?
But you know, like how in the futuristic movies, they have certain clothing, they have certain attire to protect them from the new atmosphere that they're in.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, they haven't prepared the masses for this technology because, you know, they don't really have any interest in anybody getting better. We already know that if you know the system that we exist in the matrix, right? So it is up to us that are connected to the information that's coming by way of the stones that give us the knowledge. I learned how to create these things through the ancestors that were coming through me into this work. They were giving me the information. This is not something that I found in a video. I learned in a video about the formula. And so I knew that the formula was organic and inorganic layers of metals and resin, right? Metals and crystals. However, when the ancestors start doing work through you, they take you to a whole nother place. And so they taught me a bunch of other things that you're not going to get in a video. And I never taught anybody how to make it because it was something that was my process, and I had to honor what was happening through me with this work. And I had to be the example. So I wasn't going to do it and start telling people, oh yeah, you know, do this and make this. I had to spend time with it, and it took me 13 years to master it. And now is when I'm teaching other people how to do it. But I'm not, you know, the way that I'm teaching it is you're going to learn it how I learned it. You'll tap in, you get the ingredients. I'll tell you, you know, what ingredients to get, where to get it, all that good stuff. But you got to go in yourself. You got to go in yourself. You got to tap in. And when you tap in and you all plugged up, you're going to get everything that you need. And so that was my journey with this. And that was 13 years ago.
You got some goddesses. They say they already experienced your organ energy. They say orgonite batteries are so powerful, and if you're not ready for it, you'll get ready. Well, I don't always have the honor and opportunity to speak to a lot of people that even know what shungite is. I talk to a lot of crystal mineral alchemists, and they don't really quite understand the powers of shungites and
Yeah.
malachites and all these different things. So you can go as deep as you want to go with the shungite, even when it goes to purifying water, when it goes to purifying our air, when it goes to purifying the energy, when it goes, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um,
It's
so
a billion-year old stone. Like it's one of the first healing stones that were ever found was shungite. And shungite, it has so many healing benefits. I mean, you can use it. You can make so many things from it. You can make masks from it. You can powder it. And yeah, I use it in powder. This is a I crushed it all up and made it a powder.
yes,
So
ma'am.
use it in my, so that it could have more conducting energy when you do it in that way. But Shungai, you had a you had you had a past life as a Shungite master, like a miner of this stone. This is what I'm getting because like you very, very much in love with the stone. It's very powerful. It's one of the only ones that can do the work that an orgone device can do. I wanted to tap in, and this is why ancestors asked me to use Shungite because a lot of people are connecting now to, and I want to say Ache to the goddesses that mention my work, that know my work because they feel it, they know it, they've
Sure,
studied
sure.
with it. And what happens when you get my work is part of my process. Everything that has happened to me and that I've studied and that I've done when I'm creating, it goes into this. So my process of what I had to do for my healing, the stones that I had to use, like shungite, mahogany obsidian, black tourmaline, galena, which is a really powerful stone for
What do you do
shadow.
with? I'm sorry to cut you off. What do you do with Galena?
Galena, oh my
I
God.
had it, but I never really tapped into it because they said it was poisonous.
I get chills. Okay, galena, you cannot use the galena raw because it's, has lead. It is poisonous. However, if you encapsulate it, oh, and do you see it? It's the silver gold, the silver looking cubish stones. I don't know how well you could see it, but so I have galena, and I used galena a lot. Like, look, when spirit and ancestors have something for you, it is for you, and you will get plenty of it. It'll just come.
Man,
And so the reason why I needed to work with galena is galena and rhodochrosite are what is on this wand. The pink that you see, that's rhodochrosite, which is in the family of rhodonite. Are you able to see the galena? It's like a gray
I
silver.
don't see the Galena. I do see the pink, the rhodochrosite, and I might do it. It's not because I'm looking at it for the shape that I'm usually seeing it. But if you got it crushed up, then I do see it.
They come in cubes. When you crush
The
it, it's
cubes.
little squares of galena.
Yeah, I
And
never
this,
really. Yeah, no, I'm sorry for cutting you. When I have it, but when they said it was poisonous, I kind of put it up because I didn't want nobody else getting
yeah,
into
you
it.
just want to keep it covered. Don't let anybody touch it because it's like lead and it'll get in your bloodstream. Yeah. So
Mm.
just keep it covered. But you make orgone, so put it in the orgone. Oh my gosh, let me tell you. Let me tell you. So there's a lot of people that they get so comfortable in discomfort, in toxicity, in living in stuff that is not beneficial. When you start working, stones are beings, they're energy beings, like plants, like people, you know what I'm saying? Um, and so, well, I say like people, but y'all get it. Y'all stone lovers know what it is. And so they work with you, they work for you. They're there to teach you, they're there to heal you. And so the galena is a stone that if you don't want to go to the shadow, it's going to take you anyway. It's going to take you and it's going to take you and it's going to soften that ride. You will not be afraid in the shadow when you're working with galena. You will be ready for everything that you have to face. And so, to give you an example, the shadows that I had to face, I suffered sexual trauma when I was 5 years old. And so those things, anybody that has had that experience, and there's many of us, most people have been SA'd in this realm. As soon as you get injected at birth, that is abuse to your sacral vessel, and that is sacral abuse, right? Sexual abuse, right? And so there's a lot of things that happen, especially in the age of 5 or younger ages, and even older ages, that they start, people that suffer that at a young age, they learn how to compartmentalize. And this is what makes them really creative. This is what makes them really smart at certain things, because they're, I call it a gift, because I know that my little self at 5 years old was not able to deal with what that was on my body, with what that was on my mind, with what happened to me. So then it was easy to just kind of like pretend it never happened. But your energy is always going to call you to those types of experiences, and we will not get into that here on this podcast tonight. But that was the kind of trauma that I needed healing with, deep trauma that I had hidden for years and years and years and years. And this started happening when I was in my 40s, right? So, matter of fact, I was 42 because this was in 2013. And so I went in deep. I went in deep, and it was because of the galena that I was able to go in there and look at the things that occurred. Look at the damage that I suffered, not just in this lifetime. Hello, it took me deep to other lifetimes that I was able to remember how I got killed as an Asian person. Oh, I can't say that right on YouTube.
Why
How
can't?
I got taken
Why?
out. What?
Oh, you can say whatever you want. I
Oh,
don't care.
okay. I know. Hey, look, I'm used to getting banned all the time just for speaking the truth. So, I started getting a lot of memories from past lives, which made it really good for me to able to live and deal with my current life, right? Because we carry a lot of trauma from through our DNA, from our parents, from our ancestors, from past lifetimes. And so there is no therapist, there is nothing that is going to help you go through that but yourself and the elements that are put here on this planet, the tools that are here to assist us in being able to go through these things. There's also, people have done mushroom trips in order to be able to
Mhm.
deal with that energy, and because you carry it with you lifetime after lifetime. But what happened is that this is the golden age. This is the age of Aquarius. This is the age where we see everything. Nothing is hidden, not no more. This is where you get to see who you are. So in order for you to be able to access all of your gifts, you got to dig down deep. And that's what they're wanting to call the shadow self. But don't get caught up in none of the theme words, none of that. It is going inside, it is going within, it is looking at the things that you don't want to look at, that you're taught to sweep under the rug, to put the mask on, fake it till you make it, all of that stuff, so that you could deal with, well, you're not even dealing with it, so that you can hide trauma that exists for you to be able to transform and transmute. The deeper your trauma, the more powerful you are, the shinier you can be. Y'all heard of diamonds? I check. That's us.
Got it. I'm sitting there just listening to you and whole respect, because everything you're saying I can relate to. Even when you're talking about how you step into, when I first started to the Stones, and the
Uh-huh.
Stones was the ones that told me to get into the DMT and the shrooms. It's funny
Okay.
because so it's like, yeah, the motorbike started telling me, yo, go ahead and try the shrooms, and then it presented everything that we needed. So the Stones are most definitely alive. I most definitely agree with everything you said. Even with the aspect when you were talking about your past lives, I
Hmm.
use Azurite to be able to look in Azurite and Numite. Are you familiar with Numite?
I've heard of Newmite, but I've never used it.
Yeah, Numite is good, especially when you're astro traveling. Azurite is amazing. As
Hmm.
the only thing about Azurite is when you going inside, when you're doing it, whatever they want to call it, shadow work or inner work, and
Uh-huh.
you gotta go talk to those individuals inside of you. They
Hmm.
don't tell you who you're gonna go talk to. That's the only problem. You don't know who you're gonna go talk to. So
No, no.
you can go talk to your old self, which is actually your young self. Your child self is actually your older self, or you can
Hmm.
go talk to your future self, which you know what I'm saying, or you can go talk to your past, all these past entities that keep coming down through your DNA.
Yeah.
So I most definitely understand what you're saying about that. The stones do speak to you. For
Oh,
me, anyway, like I say, it ain't always when you can talk to somebody about these kind of things, but if you sit there and in tune with the energies and everything else, the stones most definitely start speaking to you, and they'll come to you as needed. You said when you said certain stones just come to you, like
mhm.
I had a dream about turquoise one time.
Dreams. Hmm.
All of a sudden, turquoise starts coming to you. I wake up talking about lapis lazuli. All of a sudden, lapis lazuli, I don't even know why I'm having a dream about it.
You want to know what's so funny? So, okay. So the day that I went to go do Oregon, that I was getting stones to do Oregon energy batteries, I had a dream and I saw this glassy stone and it had some brown on it, right? And all I kept hearing on the dream was obsidian, obsidian. That's what I heard in the dream. So when I go to the place, it was this place that in Jerupa that had all these stones, and you go, you mine your own stones. And so I went in there and I looked down and I saw this glassy brown stone. And when I went to the counter to ask, because at that time I still didn't know anything about the stones. This was I was raw. So when I take it to the counter and I asked her, what stone is this? She said, oh, that's mahogany obsidian. And I
Mhm.
looked at my partner at the time and I was just like, this is what I told, because I told him about the dream that I had. And it was just the most amazing thing. And that's how they come. And that's how they talk to you. I check. That's mahogany
But
obsidian.
my,
Yes, yes, yes. And what's so cool about it is that you really just have to, it's not it's not everybody that gets the messages, but everybody can. What happened is that a lot of people got programmed with religion and churches and whatever they pulled from the Bible to make people afraid of crystals. Like in religion, some people think
I
that
think
they call it the devil's flower is what they call it.
no, look, I think that that's a cop out because even in every religion, they tell you to use gemstones. I think people
Mhm.
half-ass do like we got people that claim profess religions that they really don't really believe in. They really don't do the research on it. Some people like I don't care what nothing. The same Christians back in the day, they'd be like, I don't care what the facts say. I believe in white man Jesus. And, you know what I'm saying? Because if you read the Bible tell you all throughout the Bible the about the Ark of the Covenant. It tells you
Mhm.
about the Ten Commandments was carved in sapphire. The New Jerusalem will be set on those 12 gemstones.
Yeah.
Aaron had a chest plate of stones. He couldn't approach that Ark of the Covenant and speak to God without having a. So I don't be. When people start saying dumb stuff, I just be like, oh, yeah, check off. You know what I'm saying? I don't got to talk to you. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people that be full of shit. They don't.
Yeah.
Even if you're Muslim, you pray to a stone 5 times a day. I don't care how you want to
Yeah.
cut it or whatever. That's a black tick that you pray to times out of a day and more sometimes. You know what I'm saying? That's a stone. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna prepare for because you're talking about the gemstones and the Bibles and people being afraid. And this right here, crystal quartz, this is us. Like all of this is inside of us. We're crystalline beings. You know what I'm saying? So water,
The crystals in your
crystals, all
brain,
of that.
the crystals in your cell phone, the crystals in your brain, the crystals in your skin, the crystals that activate are melanin activated. It goes so deep. Like I say, that's just somebody that just shows their ignorance because we're the only ones that play the spookism. White people getting rich off these stones. Asians are getting rich off these stones. Arabs are getting rich off these stones, and they all getting from indigenous melanated lands where we're the ones talking about we don't know what these stones are. They're not
You
going.
you want to know what's really interesting is that I got my first stone when I was 16 years old at the record label Priority Records. Guy Manganello, he was the A&R person at the time there, and he gave each of my sisters a stone. And I
Wow.
believe that what I got, I think that I got a rose quartz, my sister got a jade, but I didn't know anything about it. And I learned that like the people in that entertainment industry, very, very esoteric, and they get into it, but they don't get into it that much because you ain't gonna see none of this on there in the entertainment industry. They will not allow it.
You know why they into it? Who patented the music industry?
You said who owns the music industry?
Yeah, called yeah. Who owns the music industry?
The Jewish people?
Yes, their whole religion is about gemstones. The
Mm.
Hindus' whole religion is about gemstones. You know what I'm saying? So no matter how they cut it, they can show their ignorance when they talk about. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think they make sure that all the rappers have diamonds and gold in their mouth to magnify the stupid shit they say out their mouth? That's why most rappers die, right?
Hey, goodness.
The diamonds magnify energy, so they most definitely know about stones. They just know how to manipulate the stones the same way they always do. So, but back to the organ, we got to get back to organ because we're gonna have fun with this. And with your organ energy, like with your organ pyramids, do you use EMF reader?
I don't.
You don't.
I am the
Okay.
EMF reader.
I say you just feel how it feels in the room.
Yeah, I can't. Okay, I'm not going to tell anybody how to do anything. I know that there's certain things and certain ways that different masters and different technicians have to do their thing. And so I started this thing with spirit and my ancestors just telling me what to do,
Dream.
and so I have different styles of what I create. I have some things that are very heavy. Like, for example, this right here, I made this in 2013. So this is something that was created specifically with the layers. This is a money generator. I needed to work on my relationship with fiat notes, with debt notes, with money, right? And so ancestors said, put some shredded money inside of a pyramid and use the energy so that you could reprogram yourself and know that you have it all the time and that you are the money because you are an infinionaire. I didn't know nothing about no billionaire, trillionaire, whatever. But when the word infinionaire came into my space, I immediately knew that that was a person that attracts wealth infinitely because they live in their passion. That's an infinionaire. That is what I am. That is the path that I took. And that's how I live. And so I started creating these things so that I could remember that I am the money, right? This is, look, the real money is gold and silver, right?
Yes, ma'am.
However, and that you can find that anywhere and throughout history, it's always been gold and silver, always will be. However, who mines the gold and silver? We do that. That's us. So, and we are the ones that decide what is the exchange, what is the money, what is the value. We are the money. We are the currency of this planet, right? And so we liquidate our assets so that we can get those fiat notes. And liquidating your assets means using your skills, using your gifts. And you have many, 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 many gifts. And so I did that one. And guess what Ancestors said? Girl, you thinking small. You got to go
Big, big.
bigger.
Ooh.
You got to go bigger. So I don't know, you could really see it with the light, but so this has the divine masculine and the divine feminine. This is a two-person job. So my partner and I created this together. And so everything that's in here, there's rhodochrosite, there's peridot, there's lapis lazuli, there's azurite, there is carnelian, there is oh gosh, which was, oh, I can't remember the name of this one right here, but there's Dalmatian, there's pyrite. I mean, it
Dalmatian
has,
Jasper.
huh?
Dalmatian Jasper.
It has Dalmatian jasper. It also has serpentine. It also has oh, I'm just trying to remember the name of, so it definitely has black tourmaline, because black tourmaline is one of my favorites. Let me tell you a little bit of something about black tourmaline. Black tourmaline is a stone that when you wear that stone, you could really be in your faith, in your truth, in your joy, in your happiness. You don't have to worry about nobody doing nothing to you. I'm going to show you what that stone looks like so that you're familiar with it. You don't got to worry about nobody doing nothing
I say.
at all. Because guess what happens when you have this stone?
Ooh.
Let me light it up for you. This is black. This is blickety black, black, black. This was black, black, black. Okay, I love it. This is my favorite. This is one of my favorite stones. I love it because the darkness is so just rich and dark. And this stone, somebody does something to me. Somebody even thinks about doing something to me,
Protection stone.
it's going to go, it doesn't only protect me, it's going to take the energy that's coming to me, it's going to transform that shit, right? And it's going to make it into beneficial energy because that's what the stones do, right? Okay.
I
And
say.
then it's going to shoot it back to whoever sent it to me. But whoever sent it to me is getting that energy that they sent to me. They're getting it. See, because here's the thing, a person that's sending negative energy, positive energy to them is going to be like negative energy. So they're not going to be able to take it. And that's what happens with black tourmaline. Oh my gosh.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
also called score.
Score right, yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, man, I gotta show you this book because it's crazy. You went from shungite to black tourmaline, so we might as well go and dip and dabble in that. Why are carbon based stones so powerful? Like you see how you just went from shungite protects from the EMF, but has a different function and protection than black tourmaline. Black tourmaline also protects from EMF, but is also protecting from other little energies or jinns of that nature. Then we can go to obsidian, which protects you on the spiritual realm and the spiritual. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
The stones, it's like having armor in the spiritual realm. And in the spiritual realm, okay, so in the physical realm, you're using a stone, and it's going to take us time. It works gradually. That's how stones work. But when you're in the metaphysical realm, It's like scalar technology. It's working fast and it's going to protect you. It's going to help you. It's going to help you to be in the physical and the metaphysical, because of course a lot of people don't talk about this because they don't necessarily have, I guess, proof, right, of what is happening. But there's some people, you've heard of people that pass away in their rest state when they're quote unquote sleeping. I don't like to use the word sleep, but in their rest state. The reason why, and I'm not saying that this is all cases, but some people that pass in their rest state are passing because they're not able to come back. They're gone in the astral, they're astral projecting, and they do not have the capability to come back into their bodies.
I don't
So,
want to, because they might not want to.
yeah, yeah.
So
Or they might not want to. Yeah, that there you go right there. They may not want to come back.
look, if you be on that plant medicine long enough, sometimes you got to argue with yourself about, yo, don't go too far out there because it's an ocean out there. It's a vast cosmic ocean. So,
Mhm. Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
so
So,
what other black stone? Are you into tektites, meteorites?
meteorites, I do have a meteorite, yeah. And I use it when you put these stones inside of the formula of crystals and metals, and you always have to use crystal quartz. Those of you that are using orgone technology and you're making your own organites. And let me tell you something else. Orgone Energy Batteries, my proprietary name, okay? And so this is why I copywrote the name, all of that. Orgonite, it belongs to somebody else. That name belongs to Carl Hans. Carl Hans himself wrote me a letter. He told me, don't be using my shit. Make up your own name. I appreciated that because, it teaches us about our intellectual property and how to protect it, right? And so when you create your devices, Orgone, you can call it Orgone because that's just a word that it represents what it is. But come up with your own name so that it could be a representation of your energy and what you create. So that's important. So the Orgone Energy batteries, when you're using this technology inside of it, when you're using these stones inside of the technology, it is going to amplify that energy, and it is also going to amplify your energy. Meaning, I created this, right? So this is going to exist forever, right?
See,
Even when I'm gone, this will still be here. And this is going to be projecting energy to guess who? To me, to my soul, to my spirit. So the work that I've done in this space with all this orgone technology, this is not just for now, for here, for the people
it's
here.
funny. Yeah, it
My
says that not
Egyptian
deep.
ancestors taught me that, yes,
It
from
says
the
that not
sage
deep,
travels.
or the scroll, those tablets. When it says that the fruit, when we say fruit, they think you just talking about a fruit tree. Because in the Hadith, they say if you go plant a tree, anything that eats from that tree will bless you in the hereafter, right? The
Mhm.
next life, right? So, but
Yes,
what you're saying is when you're a creator, what you said earlier, I let it slide, but I was still locked in on what you said because that's a real thing. The stones, I think I did a live a couple days ago, and I said the same thing. The stones in this realm might not be that the monetary expensive, but in the spiritual world, you rich. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes to certain
yes,
stones, so
yes.
you like black tourmaline. Have you ever seen red tourmaline?
No.
Related tourmaline?
Oh, I like that. That's nice. That's for the sacral, yeah?
Well, tourmaline is so. Let's do it. Let's talk about a bunch of protection stones and different kind of functions for stones. Tourmaline, that black tourmaline too, produces energy. Did you know that?
Yes.
It produces energy while also eating up electromagnetic frequency. Black tourmaline or tourmaline in general, tourmalines in general should be studied way more. Green tourmaline, black tourmaline, red tourmaline, bicolor tourmaline. Uh, One of my favorites right now is rubilated tourmaline, but they produce so far that I found out they produce even more energy that I can. You got to see it with the light going through it, but they
Mm-hmm.
produce almost more energy than the black tourmaline. But
Mm.
literally, if you put it on both sides, you can see the electricity coming out of it. It's like a battery. When
Yeah.
you mix the tourmalines with the sunlights and stuff like that, you can produce energy. That's what I was telling you earlier. I was using hematite, the earth magnets. The
Mm-hmm.
magnet, we don't understand it all the way. We're still trying to understand it, but the magnets, hematite, lodestone, and all those, they're producing the kind of energy that we just haven't tapped in yet. Not saying
Yeah.
that it's not there, it's just we have to study it more.
Mm-hmm.
So Nah, man. I get excited about that kind of stuff. Yeah. So they got green tourmaline, rubulated tourmaline. They have let me see. Let me see what other time. We said green tourmaline, watermelon tourmaline, pink tourmaline. There's another tourmaline that's really, really out there right now. I can't remember the name, but blue tourmaline, the blue
You are
tourmaline.
like a kid in a candy store. I got something to I got something else I want to show you real quick.
You talk about stones?
Tell them what that is, Orisha stone.
Let's see. Ooh, that's real pretty. Hold on.
Let me put a light to it.
Wow, is that it looks like druzy, but I'm not quite sure. Is that druzy agate?
It's pyrite with crystal. It's like mixed with crystal
Yeah,
quartz
druzy.
in there and druzy. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I'm not just calling it druzy, but yeah, yeah, I saw the pyrite in there.
Yep. So
That's crazy.
pyrite with, can you see the little, this is
I
not
see it
very
dancing. I see the light dancing off the pyrite.
yeah. So, and pyrite, we won't get into, I just had to show him this, y'all. He was talking about the red tourmaline.
Man, look, get into it. The guy that said it's beautiful. Come on back.
I'm coming.
No, I like talking about stones now.
Yeah, they were I need to go back to when we were talking about the shadow, because the shadow is something that a lot of people are getting really scared of, and they're feeling like, a lot of people are using a lot of themes and a lot of ideas of what people are telling them, and it's just really about going within yourself. And the stones by themselves, they can be scary. I ain't even gonna front, because what happens is stones are receiving energy and they're also emitting energy, so you got to take care of them. You know what I mean? It's like, if people, you can't let anybody touch your stones, because it's going to take on their energy, and then it'll start spewing out energy. You think you're going nuts. When you encapsulate the stones in the orgon devices, it is another way of protecting yourself from the stones doing things that you're not really able to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, see. No, I'm listening to you. You know exactly what you're talking about, man. I got to get you on there, with Uncle Hank. We got to get you on there, with Uncle Hank, because
I,
Uncle Hank. When people are tuned in with stones, you ain't got to ask them nothing. You pretty much said everything that I've been saying for a while now. How stones might communicate with you through your sleep. Stones
yeah.
might do this. When I first got into shungite, another reason I got into shungite is because shungite fights cancer. Think about it. If it's fighting
Mm,
EMF, it's also fighting cancer. It also fights eczema. It has so many science. Like, we're paraphrasing it to say the least. But when you
mm,
do the science, don't listen to just a 5-minute lecture on YouTube about shungite. You got to go deep. But shungite also fights cancer, right?
mm,
Um, wow. I had a bunch of shungite one time, and it was fighting something that was in my body, to the point where my back went out. Like, this whole side of my body kind of went out, and I didn't know what was going on. So I ain't never felt pain like this before. So I go to the hospital, and I'm like, "Yo, check me out, make sure everything all right." You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about to die. I'm about to
mm,
check out. They say I'm perfect. Mind you, the only thing I got on me is way too much shungite. I wasn't keeping the stones balanced. You see what I'm saying?
mm,
So what you're saying about how you put them in, you understand the chemistry of stones and the balance of stones, and that's important. That's what I pride myself in, understanding the chemistry of stones. Yeah, if you get you some moldavite, you might need it to balance it out. You might need some of this. A lot of people talking
yeah.
about the moldavite flush and getting headaches and dizzy or whatever, because you're not balancing it out. You need
Mm,
the if you need, just like your chakras, each one of them represents a stone.
mhm.
So yeah, no, that's amazing. I know exactly you. I know exactly you know what you're talking about, because I just hear it when you're saying it. Yeah, keep on, keep talking.
When it makes it, for me, it was, I was able to work with the stones a lot easier because it was in the organ. Because yep, you gotta cleanse them. You have to put them out in the sun. You have to put them out in the moon. You got to program them. All of those different things. When they're in the organ device, when they're in this form, it's already taking care of itself. So what's happening is this energy is transforming anything that's low vibrational, and it's making it, usable energy, high vibrating energy. And so what happens is when you're going into yourself, right? It makes it a smoother ride. It makes you be able to look at things from an outside perspective. Cause right, there's you, yourself, and then there's another level, which is what we call our higher selves, right? And so when you go into, I guess I can call them stone trances because it's what I can, that's the best that I could equate it to, because all of the things that I've connected to have been directly through the stones with the Oregon energy batteries. I didn't go into the DMT world and into the, I did do microdosing, but that was like later. Matter of fact, that was 2 years ago when I did that for the first time. And so, and I recommend that as well. But stones is what took me into the world, into that world. Stones and cannabis took me into the worlds
The
of going
gateway
to
drug.
different entities. What'd you say?
That's why they call it the gateway. People don't understand that all those things are actually ceremonial herbs. Like
Yes.
we are a race of medicine men that they label us now as drug dealers because they the same way they manipulated the stones and had you wearing gold and diamonds, the same way they manipulated the beats or the drums and turned it into a music on low vibration on the 808s, the same way they manipulated the medicine. But
Mm-hmm.
all of them go hand in hand. DMT is a crystal. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Shrooms are going through I might say the word wrong, mycelium network,
Yeah.
and they communicate through gemstones. They can, you know what I'm saying? So if we're
They
talking
are
science,
literally
like
our
I
ancestors.
used to try to explain this to other people, but
Hmm.
you can't explain anything to nobody if they don't understand science.
Yeah.
Fuck you talking about, we can talk about esoteric, and then they'll say, well, prove it. Okay, well, we can talk about science. And they were like, okay, well, we don't like the science, we don't believe in science, we don't believe in esoteric, we don't believe in a religion. Well, let's talk
Yeah.
about finance. Because stones are also finance, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to look at it, if you're missing out, you're missing out. I ain't here to
Yeah.
convince anybody.
Yeah.
Uh Also somebody said, boom. I know I showed this already. They said that's the return to Cinder Stone. Now, I'll say this. I'm gonna throw a couple stones out there real quick. You probably know about a couple of them. Are you familiar with bronzite? We
Like,
we we in a shuttle vault right now, so we can tell them a little tricks. Ain't too many people in tonight. Who, if you mess with us, we're gonna give you some treats. So you familiar with bronzite?
bronze. Uh-huh.
Bronzite is a stone that actually repels energy back 7 times.
Ooh.
So sometimes people be thinking they can send energy at you or do a little weird stuff to you, and then when it pops back on them 7 times, they think you cursed them. I don't have to do anything. The stones are gonna do regardless.
Yep.
Labradorite is a return to center stone. When you like a lot of people that be on camera, Bobby Hemmett would always be on camera, and he would always have a piece of labradorite. People didn't know it, but if you have a piece of labradorite, sometimes you can they can send the energy towards you, and it goes right back to them. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Rutilated quartz.
Yes, I love rutilated.
Rutilated quartz is like angel hair. They use the angel
Yeah.
hair like a whip. So that's a protection stone. Not so much a return to center stone, but one of them stones that if you fuck around, you find out. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Black tourmaline, obsidian, and like you said, those orgone energies are perfect because it's intentional. Everything is based in intentions, and it's trapped. It's trapped. The energy doesn't die. It's literally science because when you got hematite, or let's just say I see the copper in there. Is that copper or gold?
Copper. There's gold, copper, zinc, and brass.
Yeah, you got everything in there. See, brass is the highest vibrational, whereas the copper is it's there's so much in there. Like copper is the base of brass. Gold is the big sister of them, which actually it produces a rich energy. But gold is more of a spiritual stone than anything. People don't even realize gold has no real function in this 3D world besides being pretty. It's a pretty rock, but
I,
its real function is spiritual.
I put aluminum in there too.
Okay.
And selenite. Selenite is one of my favorite stones. That's if you want to talk to the angelic realm, selenite is what you want to use. If you want to just clear energy, selenite is one that you want to use. I also like clear calcite. Clear calcite. Look, ancestors, they're so funny. When they wanted me to look at myself, and they kept telling me to look at myself and go deeper, right? You always got to go deeper when you're looking at yourself. And so what they did, they sent me to a place called Lady of the Lakes. And at Lady of the Lakes, they had a stone called clear calcite, which is a cube. I don't have one around me, but
Yeah.
it's this one that it's inside here. If you could see that, wait,
Wow.
can you
That's
see the
heavy.
cube?
Give me a second. Wow.
There's a cube right next to the
That's it.
ladybug. Okay, that's clear calcite. Clear calcite, what that does, it helps you look at both sides of everything. There's two sides to every coin, right? So when you're looking at yourself, like a lot of people, they're so afraid of the devil, right? They're so afraid of the devil and they don't recognize that the devil is you, just like you're the angel, you're the devil. It's all in us. And so anything that's dark or quote unquote ugly, we don't want to look at it. And so when you're working with the stone, clear calcite, optical calcite, also called, you're able to look at things and not take it personal. You're able to step outside of yourself and look at the other side when somebody is your husband or wife, right? And you're having a discussion, have some clear calcite in your pocket, hold it in your hand, put it in your bra, whatever. That's going to help you be able to navigate that communication a lot easier because you're going to be able to see the
Let's go.
perspective of the person that you're talking to in a clearer manner, and you're able to see yourself a lot clearer too. So clear calcite, I
I gotta
love it.
stop sleeping on calcite then. Because
Huh?
calcite's abundant. I gotta stop sleeping on calcite because calcite's so abundant in Florida. We have orange calcite, all sorts of different calcites, but I never really I never really tap into it like that. I'm always going for what I call higher vibrational stones. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, now I know. Yeah, I most definitely tap into calcite now.
And it's
You
also when you break it up, it's always going to be a cube. Like, when you crush a crystal, it's going to kind of ground up and other stones will ground up. But galena and and this one calcite, when you break it up, it doesn't matter how much you try to crush it, it'll be little teeny tiny cubes, but it'll always maintain the cube form. It man, I know people think that we nerds because all this stone talk and stuff, but it is so powerful, these natural elements that exist around us all the time. And they're there to assist you. You can call onto the energy of a stone. You can look at this right now and you can call onto the energy of this ball. You know what I'm saying? You can call and it'll respond to you calling on to its energy. Just by looking at this, it is sending energy your way, high vibrational energy your way.
I say,
You don't have to believe in nothing. It don't matter what you believe. This works on a cellular level, just like the stones do. On a cellular level, it is going to begin your healing process. And when you start healing on a cellular level, that is within yourself. You're going to start looking at everything different. And when you start looking at yourself different, when you start seeing who you are for real, and you start calling onto your power, your whole life is different. Your whole life will change. That is a promise.
I
My
say,
existence, I live what I talk about. I have been away from the system for over 30 years now. I have not had a corporate job in over 20
work for
some.
yourself.
Yeah.
Matriarch economics.
Yeah, because see, the thing about it is that I used to be in radio, and I know I didn't tell you guys any of my background. My background is the entertainment industry. I went into the entertainment industry when I was 16 years old. I was signed to Priority Records. I was label mates with NWA, and matter of fact, I'm on the album 100 Miles and Running. Don't drink that wine. The Jones Sisters. That was my sisters and I. And so I was able to get into that industry, and I stayed in that industry for 35 years. I worked in radio, I worked in television and film, I worked in music. It was a profound experience that I needed to have, and I needed to have so that I could be that fly in the wall, because that's what I was in that world when I stayed in it. After I got dropped from my label, You know, they didn't know what to do with a recording artist. It was a rap label, so they didn't know what to do with us. So they ended up dropping us. The name of the group was Tres, Tres, and it was my sisters and I. And so when they dropped us from the label, I went into this huge like depression, of course, because my whole life that's all I wanted to do, and I actualized that in my life because it's all I thought about. I know I was great at compartmentalizing because I suffered trauma that caused me to develop this gift to be able to hone in on something. Anything I wanted to learn, I would learn it. I would master that shit and couldn't nobody tell me nothing. And so I didn't know it at the time, but when I was little, we went back to Puerto Rico. That's where I was born. And I didn't want to be there. I wanted to be in Hollywood. I wanted to be in California. And because I wanted to be a star, I wanted to be a singer. I knew I wanted to do that my whole life. So ever since I was a little girl, all I thought about. So now as an adult, I can say what I did was energetically, I manifested that whole situation from us going from Boston to Puerto Rico to California, Hollywood, where I always wanted to be.
What's
At the
on
age
tour?
18, I got signed to a recording label. That was ancestors in spirit listening to my vibrational frequency, because that is the language of infinite intelligence. It's not what you say, it's what you feel, it's what you vibrate. And when you are vibrating in your desire, you are going to actualize that, realize that. I'm challenging myself not to use the word manifest because I'm tired of that shit. They take everything and they use it, and there's other words, so many different ways that we could express words. There's a thesaurus that you can use too. And so I actualized that in my life. And that's when I started learning. I didn't even know what I was doing. But now I know that, first of all, it wasn't me, right? I followed what, my intuition and spirit was telling me, but that was 100% ancestors, spirit. And when I say ancestors, this is just so important. Oh my gosh, this is so important, because a lot of people get caught up on ancestors is they want to say it to be politically correct in the world of consciousness, right? But they're not really tapping in to the ancestral realm the way that they are supposed to, because we have been programmed to believe that once the ancestors leave this dimension, that they're not here anymore, that they're, what do they call it, dead. There's no such thing as death. We're eternal beings. We exist forever and a day, forever and ever and some more evers. Okay? And so when you connect to your ancestors, ache, 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 ache. I'm getting the chills. So ache, the ancestors, ache, they're here. They're here. They're everywhere all the time. And they're just waiting for us to say their names and to speak to them and to act as if they are here, because they are. And when we ask them for help, we don't even have to ask. They're picking up on our vibrational frequency and they're doing what needs to be done. But we do need to invite them to assist us, because that's how you honor them and that's how you know that they're there. It's kind of like, if you don't acknowledge me, you're not acknowledging me. So how you expect me to help you and you're not even acknowledging me? And I'm not even talking about you. Look, you can go as deep as the ocean. You can pour libations. You can do all of that. But there's somebody that's always going to give you an excuse of, oh, I don't have this. I don't have enough money to get this. So I didn't get that. You don't even need all of that, because you are the money. You are the generator. I Minister Oyeyemi. You know what I'm saying? And so when you ask, it is given all the time. So all you have to do is call them by name, right? And so for me, my father, my spiritual father, Obatala, right? My physical father that came into this plane, Lucas Evangelista Torres Diaz, ayúdame. That's my father. That's my papi. And so I ask him to help me. Ache, he's here now because I'm feeling the ache papi, ache, 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 ache. And so I communicate just like that. I don't have to light a candle. I am the motherfucking candle. I am the water. I am everything, right? So when I need to call that, I call it and I utilize it. Now, when I do my rituals, yeah, I'm going to go use water. I'm going to go to the ocean. I'm going to go to the lakes. I'm going to do all the things that I know that I need to do. But right now, I'm talking to those people that are saying, oh, but I live in New York and there's nothing but bricks. Oh, I can't go outside because
Gotta
No
tap into the
excuses.
element.
No excuses. There is none. You are everything. You call on it, and ancestors are going to give it to you. Spirit is going to give it to you every time. And you know what? They will make it. They will make it physical. You need some money, right? First of all, you got to recognize that you already have it, that it is yours. So,
Like
what you're
nothing.
doing when you're asking to liquidate your assets, your infinite assets. You're asking for them to be liquidated, and then you become specific in what your needs are. You could write it down. Writing is the way that you bring it from the metaphysical to the physical in red ink. You write that down, you place it on under a pyramid, an orgon pyramid, and you write down and you let it be. And every day you live your life that like that infinite that you are, and you're saying it's already done. It's
That's
already.
crazy.
So I'm giving thanks for it already being done, because there is no doubt. There is no question about how it's going to come. A bank statement? The bank says what? Huh, the fuck? I don't give a fuck about no bank statement. I know who I am. I am the money. So when I need it, I get it. And
That's
sometimes
real.
there have been many times on this path that that devil that exists inside of me will come out and be like, "You're who? Who do you think you are? Oh, so what you gonna do? Oh, you got the bank account says zero. Who do you think you are? You don't got no job. Who are you? Oh, you lost your whole online community. They're all gone. So who do you think you are?" And when the devil came, see, I already know by now. When the devil come to hang out with me, I'll be like, "Go on and sit down, little devil. Have a seat. Would you like some tea? You might be here for a minute, because I might, it might take me a minute to put you in your place." But I make peace with that energy, because I know it's always going to be there. I can't get rid of this devil. Some people also call it the ego, right? You can't get rid of it. Some people say kill the ego, dig it, no, it is part of me and who I am, and I love all of me. So I love that dark side, because guess what? When that dark side has to come out, when I'm calling on the great mother because I really need to fuck somebody up, here she comes, the bitch. She's here. Ache, Kali, Ache.
True.
Yeah. And so this is why we have to be able to manage our chakra system, manage our energetic system, manage this emotional guidance system that we all have, so that we're able to put everything where it goes. Right now, everybody's system is out of whack. The sacral and the root chakra have been under attack since the beginning of time. And the only one that can fix it is you. You don't have to do it alone, because you got stones, you got trees, you got water, you got oceans, you got sand, you got dirt, you got grass, you got animals, you got instincts, you got instincts and insects. I meant to say insects, because they come and give us messages.
Guys,
I
man,
yield.
no, 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 don't yell at all. I want to get so many comments because there's so many powerful ones that's coming in, but there ain't no yelling. You're amazing. Um, the guy that said gold amplifies and silver comes, is that right? And I'm glad she brought that up, because are you? I know I always go back to this 3D, but I feel like everything as above, so below. But in this 3D, gold is going up in value, right? I
Mm-hmm.
think right now it just made 4,000
Or
4,000 an ounce right now,
mm-hmm.
and the correction for silver is coming right behind it. So
Yes.
the goddess asked, "Does gold amplifies?" Which it does. Like I'll just sit there and just look at a piece of gold and think, or just look at a piece. Gold and turquoise have this weird thing about them where you can just fly into them and manifest. And everything you said, like when you want it, and when I know I need it, I might not do anything. They'll be looking at me like, "What you doing?" It might not look like I'm doing nothing, but the whole time I'm manifesting. I'll just sit there and stare at some gold or stare at some turquoise, and it's weird. Or rose quartz. Tonight will be a great night. It's a super moon. Tonight will be a great night to manifest with rose quartz and moonstone. That's a powerful
Mm-hmm.
combination too.
Yes.
But how do you feel about that? Gold amplifies and silver comes. Is that right?
Gold is very divine. Gold is very royal, and when you are working with gold, that's when you are really achieving. Like, if you, let's say you want to connect with the energy of Buddha, Jesus, all of these, then gold is a great metal to use for those kind of divine connections. Silver, when you want to connect with the divine feminine, this energy, silver and copper, those are the metals that you want to use. But I got to tell you this, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to tell you all this. Okay. So, silver moon. All right. Silver is the metal that was put on this planet to level the playing field. Okay, so you heard Orisha Stone say that gold went to $4,000, right? But like, how many people got $4,000 right now that they can just go grab some gold? Not too many. It's okay. All good. You'll have it. Silver is supposed to be 1/10 of what gold is.
That's
So
it.
silver is supposed to be at least $400, but it's not. It's $41, right? No, wait. I think it's 40. It's 48. Last time I saw it was 48.
Yeah, it's
I
going up to.
Yes. I started collecting silver when silver was $14. This was back in, I want to say maybe 13 or 12, right? And so 2013 or 12. And so silver, when I liquidated the silver that I had, it was $33. If I would have had that money in the bank, it would have been gone because it was not going to do anything. Silver is a protector of the people, and it is what people need so that they can be a part of this wealth transfer that is happening right now, not tomorrow, not next year. It is happening right now. Right now, silver is still affordable so that anybody, ache, so that anybody could have it. And that is your protection. And the reason why it's your protection, spiritually is protection, but I'm not trying to get us shut down this evening, but the powers that were, they have an agenda and they want everybody to be on this digital system. And what happens to a digital system? It's
Yeah.
digital. It's digital. And and see, they could do whatever they want. Bitcoin, I also was a part of Bitcoin. I got Bitcoin when it was $800, right? And so we used it. Everything was used accordingly as it was necessary, but it was an experience that we needed to have. In that experience of Bitcoin and watching it go up and down and watching the non-believers turn into believers and watching the system use it because they were using it to program the people so that people could believe in Bitcoin. And so now people believe in Bitcoin, right? Because it's like over 100 grand and for a Bitcoin, right? So people are totally sold. So now this makes the mind easier to accept that if I go digital, oh, this is for sure, this is going to be safe, right? Wrong.
If you can't hold it, you don't
You
own it.
don't own it. And here's the other part. Oh, this is their plans, right? They'll take, ooh, actually, that's powerful. They will, with digital currency, what happens is when other people have control of your situation, other people will be like, well, I don't like what you was wearing today, or your social currency went down. So I'm gonna stop your money. This is the same thing. This is why they got the Tesla cars out too. I'm going to stop you from doing what you want to do because I'm in control of you. And so, since this is a digital thing that I have all power of, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take that situation away from you. Not only that, I'm going to tell you how you need to spend your money because you're not a good citizen. So, because you're not a good citizen, I'm going to tell you how you need to spend your money. I'm going to give you this amount, right? I'm going to give you this amount every month. And you can spend this at the grocery store. You could spend this for that. You could spend that's the goal, y'all. Y'all seen the Matrix, didn't y'all?
I see.
Y'all seen the Matrix? I need to pick my afro, y'all, because it's getting flat. It's getting hot in here.
God is yo. I'm so glad I brought you on tonight. Yo, everything you said, I've had these conversations several times, and people are trying to misconstrue what I'm trying to say. But when you talk
Uh-huh.
about silver, you hit it dead on the head. Silver's the perfect investment now that you
Yes.
can get into. While gold, I still love the gold game. The reason why is because gold goes up every day.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to chase $5,000 or chase one gold coin?
Right.
You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Do you want to chase $1 million or one gold brick? So that's where it's like now it's like, did they really make it harder for us to obtain, or did because we already know we've seen it. it costs a lot. What are we saying it costs? That American
And
dollar is dying. The
say
American
that
dollar,
again.
the dollar, the so-called American dollar is gone. It's
Oh,
dying out.
that been falling.
You
That
know, they
been
don't make pennies no more.
huh?
They don't make pennies. People not even realizing pennies are about to go up in value. You know what I'm saying?
You know
So
you know what else is going up in value?
what's that?
Foreign currencies.
Oh yeah, the Pedro. I
The
forget
dinar,
the
the
dinar.
Iraqi dinar, the Vietnamese dong, the Bolivar, the Venezuelan. I think the Venezuelan is the Bolivia. The Zimbabwe Zim. And you know, there's people saying, "Oh, it's a scam, whatever, whatever, whatever." It is a scam that is worth making your investment in
I feel
because
like this. I'm so sorry.
no, no,
We
no.
not
Go.
trying to convince nobody of nothing. This is people that are already in the game, that already know something. Like I didn't have to explain to you about silver. The guys asked about silver. Silver is a manifestation metal because tonight we could put this out at the full moon. And the whole point of casting silver, casting your coins, is for that. You would throw it into the river. You would throw it into the water. Why? Because and you're doing a full moon because
Conductor.
the reflection in the conductor. So if I have this on there, I'm calling on the energy.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Or if I got Queen Khalifa on a silver coin, I'm calling on the energy.
Mm.
Uh, let me see. Whatever energy you put on it, you see what I'm saying? Whereas gold is a magnifier too, and like I said, gold is more valuable in the spiritual realm than even on this realm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, no, the whole
And
thing.
copper. Copper is
Oh,
a
copper is one of them
major.
they sleep on. They sleep on, but copper's going up
Yeah.
every day too. So we're not in the business of trying to explain like get nobody to get into it. I'm trying to get the people that's already into it to invest, you know what I'm saying, learn where to put your investments at because at the end of the day, gold and silver is the original money, always has been, always will be. Gold has been around way before cryptocurrency and way after they cut your power off and you can't get to that cryptocurrency, you still
That's
gonna have
right.
your gold.
That's right. And
So,
copper. Don't sleep on copper. Get yourself
so
some ounces of copper. This copper is the divine feminine conductor right here. This is what connects you to that realm, right? This is like, ha, you got it, you got it, you got it. I did not create this. This is a copper crown by Michael Melchizedek Moore in the United Kingdom. And I got shungite inside of it. And I have moldavite inside of it. And
I
I
see.
put this on. I wear it every day. I'm not trying to get it tangled in my hair right now, but I wear it every day. It is for my skin. It is for the hemoglobin, my cells. It is for anti-aging. It is for bones. It is for circulation. Oh my gosh. It
I
is,
see. It eats bacteria, it eats up
yes,
viruses. The
yes,
moldavite within itself is an intergalactic passport. You know
yep.
what I'm saying? That's an interdimensional passport within itself.
Hmm.
Protection, that's cosmic protection because moldavite ain't nothing but space obsidian, green
Yep.
obsidian. The sun guy keeps it balanced, and the copper conducts the energy to it.
This is, and I use, this is a vesica, like this shape. I call it the Yoni warrior. You,
Shit.
you can't really see it that good. Oh, wait. I have amethyst in there. I got some lechin, which is trees from the river. And I got Eusinea lechin. Yep. And I got some pyrite. And all of the beads around these are hematite beads.
Rounding. Ashe.
Yes. So yes, we have our ancestors have been finding ways to connect us with this technology forever since the beginning of time because it's part of who we are. Nobody
The
had
temples of
shit.
Hathor. The temples of Hathor.
This is I use shungite on this also. The
See.
back is shungite, crystal quartz, natural flower, and symbols. I love symbolism. Symbols are very powerful. You know, sigilled, creating sigils, very powerful magic, sigil magic. So and any type of magic that you practice when you're using the technology of orgone energy batteries, it's just amplifying what you already do. This is a rocket that I made, and ancestors wanted me to create a rocket so that I could speed up intentions and things that people wanted to like make happen. right? And so they told me I had a sister who had some issues with her home. She was selling the house and it was really challenging, right? And so they tell me make her a rocket. I was like, a rocket? And I was like, okay. And so when I made the rocket, I had her send me a picture of the house that she wanted to sell. And so I had the picture of the house while I was making the rocket. I'm celebrating that it's done, right? It's already done. So this rocket became a rocket to send out gratitude, right? Not to make it happen. It's already happened the moment you say it. It's done. You got to give thanks for it already happening, and you have to align your vibrational frequency with the reality that already exists. This is quantum leaping, right? And so everything, this is how come, like, when you want something, you can write it down and you can say, I want this. And you look at it, you're looking at it all, and you're looking at that picture, you want it, you want it. But sometimes what's happening internally is that you're kind of mad because you feel like you ain't really gonna get it. That's why you don't actualize it, because your
Sabotage
internal,
yourself.
your vibrational frequency is still it's sending a signal, a frequency of poverty consciousness, right? And so when you start recognizing that what you desire already exists, there's already an extra you somewhere that is existing in that reality. So you want that, you have to match it, align yourself with the vibrational frequency of what it is that you desire. And all of this is part of your energetic system, because the way that you work on that, you got to work right here on your third eye. You have to imagine, you have to visualize, you have to see yourself in this space of who it is that you want to be. You got to act like it. You got to be that now today. And that is what communicates to infinite intelligence that this is what you're asking for. Because we're not asking by what we say, we are asking by that vibrational frequency that we're carrying. And so when I made this, that energy frequency went right to where it was supposed to go.
That
And
almost looks like a yanni egg. Did you ever thought about making organ yanni eggs?
I did. I actually, well, and this is why, just FYI, this is why I create the wands.
Gotcha.
Because with the wands, you can use this wands, and there's other people that create them for those purposes too. And okay, so you guys know what a yoni egg is. When you're in a relationship and you break up, you need to do more than just do an energetic cutoff. You're gonna have to put a yoni egg, some crystals inside of you, advance it by putting an orgone energy battery inside of you so that you can release all of the energy that is within, because the DNA of the male is going to exist in you for the rest of your life, forever, ever and a day, ever and a day. Yes. So you have to do something physically to remove it. Steam baths are wonderful. Yoni steams, yoni eggs. These things are excellent. And so you must remove the that energy as much as you can off of you, because we have abused ourselves so much. And you know that era that came, that started, where what is it, girl power, the feminine, and we can do whatever we want. We want to show our titties, we want to twerk our asses, and we want to, because we're women. I'm a woman, hear me roar. I can do whatever I want. I could be like a man and have sex with as many people as I want to. All of these things happen, and it's wonderful for the powers that were, because you're jacking up your system. And this is not about what somebody thinks of you. This is not about, oh, you're going to be condemned because you slept with too many people. It's not about judgment. It's not about any of that. It's about what you're physically doing to your operating system, to your machine, to your computer. And every time that you're bringing foreign energy into your body, it has an effect on it. And guess what? A condom don't help that. No, 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 no. Your energetic frequency comes through your breath, through your words, through your skin, through all of that. That's a whole nother
Now,
podcast.
thank you, thank you. Several people have been saying it before you, but you said it so gracefully and everything. Hopefully, it hits home. But you just gave them science with the stones, if even why to use shungite yanni eggs or organ. I never
Yeah.
even thought about the organ yanni egg until you just showed me that. I most definitely want to get you on, brother Hank, on crystals, magnets, and pyramids. We got to get you on there because we talk about this stuff.
Ask
Uh,
ask Brother Hank about me. He probably won't remember me by name, but I used to have a radio broadcast. That's my word, radio show,
that's
and
my
I
word.
interviewed him. At least it had to be about 20 years ago. Brother
Ooh,
Hank
I could have
used to
sworn,
love
yeah.
me, huh?
And I heard you already said you could sing and everything. You gonna do something for us tonight?
Maybe a little something, something.
Okay. Also, before we start closing it down, thank you to the tribe. Thank you for everybody in the tribe. Like I say, it's in game. Like, well, it's in, like you said, the powers that were, not the powers that be. But right now, we should be stepping into that crystal technology and everybody trying to understand Bitcoin and AI and all this other stuff. You need to be trying to understand the real technology.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you were talking about books earlier, and you said you had the Crystal Bible, the book of
Yes.
the book stones.
The Book
And
of
this is
Stones.
another one. This is the one I was telling you about.
Oh.
Yeah, before I even got to the science, I was in the esoteric aspect of it. And
Oh,
then
I
all of it,
need that.
yeah, all of it merges
I need
together.
that.
This is another one. Because this when you start to talk about the esoteric and mudras and mantras.
Mm-hmm.
So with your motivate, you're really supposed to use mantras with it because everything's on vibration. Everything's like people don't understand. Everything you're saying is 100% on point. Vibrations. When you got that organ and you're running frequencies or hertz in your house, just put the five to I can't remember all of it. 528 hertz or
Mm-hmm.
whichever hertz you can tune into whatever you need. You can cure cancer with this. You can do all sorts of different
Oh
things with
yeah.
it.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, the organ energy is most definitely powerful. I'm dibbling and dabbling in myself, but whoever's doing it, we need more of it. This is not one person show. So tell us one more time, how can we find you and support you on IG?
You can find me on IG, Master Vibration 13. Also, I am SEG13. I minister Sacral Energy Goddess 13, or Master Vibration 13. You can also hit me directly, 818-233-5776. Send a text first. I don't have any stores. The people that are supposed to get with me, and some, people are always like, oh, you give me a number. It is a business number. 818-233-5776. 818-233-5776. That's how you can contact me directly. There's something that you said about the mantras, and this will be a cool segue into me sharing the mantra that I was given when I was in this journey of orgone crystals and all of this technology. They wanted me to remember who I am. So I won't sing the whole thing, but I'll sing you the thing that came, the thing that always made me remember. And once they gave it to me, I sang it every single day. It's so powerful that my daughter tattooed the lyrics of it on herself because she never wanted to forget. And it goes a little something like this. Microphone check, 1 2 1 2. I am creation. I am animation. I am the brightest vibrant star in all of the constellations. I am zip, pep, pizzazz, punch, bounce, moxie, mojo, whatever you call it. I am. Ache, 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 ache. Ache, 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 ache. Ache, 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 ache. Ache, 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 ache. Ache, ache, ache. Trece, ache, ache, ache. Trece, ache. Ache, ache. Ache, 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 ache. Trece.
I say.
Gracias. And I say ache, which is the same as ase, but I'm from the islands. And so in my culture, and ache to Celia Cruz, ache to that diosa, we say ache. And it is the same, abracadabra. And so it is ase, aseo. And so That's what they told me. That's what I remember. They gave me so many songs. I got over 100 songs that I will be releasing that will be just about upliftment and high vibrations so that people could remember who they are. I came here to help people remember who they are, right? There's something that I need to touch on really quick, and it is about um, the orishas, the deities that have assisted me. My father, Ache, to my father and my uncle, Monserrate Torres Ache. My uncle was a santero. My father was a santero also. So I grew up with the orishas in the closet. You know, I grew up with those, you know, those days and those things. But when we came to the United States, my mom, I think my mom was already Catholic. My father was the one that was more into Santeria, and my uncle. And so my dad went into being Pentecostal. My mother went into Catholicism, and I was like, oh hell no! Nah. Like I was one when I had to do my first communion. I'm asking the priest, who in the Sam Hill made you my father, and why do I got to go through you? And this was me at 12 years old. So of course they told my mother she need help. Y'all need to put some holy water on her or something. I always knew that it just was not my thing. When I started working with organ technology, the Orisha started coming to me. I am not Ifa, but I look, I am everything, but I am not ordained in that world. You understand? And so when I work with the Orishas, I work with them because they've come to me directly. I was very traumatized by altars. So I was like, nah, I'm the altar. When they would come to me, I'd be like, no, 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 I ain't ready for that, you know? And so I made an agreement with the Orishas and I said, when you come to me, I'll work with you. I'll create something for you, but I will not be doing, you know, the different offerings. I wasn't going to follow the tradition that my father and, you know, my ancestors followed. It was just not for me to follow that tradition because I recognize that beyond this soul, I am everything. And I have been so many things that in this lifetime, I have to be authentic to the all. And so I said that if they came to me, I would create pieces for them. So I have to show you what I created for Oshun.
Oh my gosh, why are we doing this right now?
So this I created for Oshun, and I continue to create for them. It depends on who is. I recently, for the first time, did pieces for Ogun. Oh, and it came right on time because when they want to work, when they're wanting to help me, they come through like a client. And so that means that I'm completely engulfed in now the energy of this particular deity. And the reason why it's so cool for me is because even though my father and my uncle were, I didn't know who Obatala was until he came into a dream and there were faces that were melting and there was I got pricked by a green pin and I started raising and I started seeing all these heads and stuff and I just heard in my dream Obatala, Obatala, Obatala. And then the next day I get chills, ache papi ache. The next day, you know, I was like, it wasn't a dream. My father came to me. I was in the first Master Vibe layer. And my father came to me and he told me that is your spiritual father. That is your real father, you know? And I was like, and I mean, he explained it was just so intense. And these things, when they happen, can't nobody tell you what it is or what it's not. You know what it is. And so
Exactly.
why I'm able to connect with the IFA community and I get that respect because I'm not trying to be anything that I'm not. But when I tell you that I work with, this is what I did for the for I the ocean, for the ocean, Jemaja, Ache Jemaja, Ache Jemaja. So for Jemaja, I believe in mermaids. I was a mermaid. I definitely was. Okay. And so I would go to the ocean. Every time I go to the ocean, I'm going to drop some organ in the ocean and I'm going
Oh,
to
thank
drop some
you.
nice stuff because that is what the sacrifice is. Right. And so a mermaid came to me and she told me that she wanted a pendant. So I made a pendant for her. And the pendant was a triangle pendant and it had a mermaid in it, and it had the shells and everything, and I wrapped it because she wanted to wear it. And so I go to the ocean. This was in Southern California, the Pacific Ocean. So I go there. I can't remember right now what time of year it was, but I went there, with my family, and I go with the gift, and I knew exactly where to drop it. They told me to go deep in the ocean. I was going to Catalina Island. So they were like, drop it deep. And when I was ready to drop that, when I dropped that pendant, dolphins came to receive it. The person and the boat, and I have record of it because I document everything. You can find it on YouTube. The person, the captain of the ship, he was saying, you guys are here for a total treat because there hasn't been a dolphin sighting in weeks. So you already know, I knew that they was coming to celebrate. I knew that they were giving me my ache for putting in the work and doing what I was asked to do. So when it comes to the power of the deities, can't nobody tell me nothing. They've come in other cultures. When you think of Kuan Yin would be she would be the equivalent of Jemaja, right? Of the mother of
The
all
dragon.
mothers and compassion and all of these things. And so every culture has their own name for the energy because that's what it is. It is energy. We give it these labels because we need to be able to identify and call them out, right? But it is the energy, the vibrational frequency, the frequency in the colors, the frequency in the different items that they like. So if you don't know language, you know a fruit, you know honey, you know water, you know the color yellow. You know what I'm saying? So there's things that the ways that you can communicate with your ancestors and with the deities that are for you just by paying attention and doing what you're inspired to do and talk to yourself. Talk to yourself because when you're talking to yourself, you're talking to them and they respond. Absolutely. 100%.
Guys, it's so crazy because, like I said, you pretty much told my whole storyline. Even when it came to the Ifa priest that initially like brought me in and was teaching me different things, but then they were like, "Yeah, don't mess with the stones." I'm like, "That's the stones. I'm hearing them the most." And then they led me to down the railroad tracks, and they led me to different places. So I'm most definitely dealing with Mama Wata energy and a Legba energy. And when you listen, that's when they start blessing you. With in this 3D world, we call them gemstones and spiritual tools, but in this world, you can also call it so-called investments. Because
Yes.
this is how I get everything. Like people think I'm buying this or I'm there with somebody mail it. You know what I'm saying? The answers really, when you do what you're supposed to do, they will reward you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So that's right. And then when you talking about throwing some organ, I always take shungite to the Jacksonville, the river. It's like the Oya River. So I throw shungite into the water because it purifies the water. So when
Yeah.
you're doing the organs, I used to do the same thing. And the only thing I didn't do, like I would make jewelry or give certain stones to them, like moldavite. I gave so much moldavite to the ocean. But they said, be careful. I cut it out a little bit because I was gonna make a wand. Like that, what I showed you up there was a wand I made for Papa Legba. That's one of our first wands we ever made for a Legba. And Legba said, if you do this for me, one, it lasts longer than the candy and popcorn and everything else. That's cool. But when you do the stones, that's something forever. If you give Papa Legba a ruby, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you go to Ogun and when you create something for Ogun, Ogun's a soldier. He's bashful. He's really shy. People don't understand that about Ogun. People don't know that about Ogun. But he's really, really shy and bashful because he's a soldier. So any kind of attention he gets that's not war tactic, it makes him bashful. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, we can talk so much about this, man, because what you said was all facts. Like I've been through all the same things that we so miles away, but I relate to everything you said. So that was amazing. I most definitely want to get you on. I'm going, guys. Go ahead.
I just got to give it up to one more ancestor because I got my freedom because of him. Ache to the prophet, Noble Drew.
Oh, you don't play.
I ain't playing.
I did Mama Watson in it. Oh wow. You did that. Hold up, guys.
And I sent
Hold
one
up.
to the temple in Canada as well.
We ain't talking about like all the fake boys. We talking about the Moore Science Temple of North Carolina, Noble Drew Ali.
Now check this out. Let me tell you why I was asked to create this because I was going through a challenge in my life where I had to seek my freedom. And just like everything that is good it is tainted. All of it is tainted. Every religion is tainted.
So
Every association and everybody, everything is tainted. And so I had to go directly to the source. And when I went directly to the source led me to some dirty Moors, led me to some clean Moors, led me to some crazy Moors. And when you recognize that at the end of the day, we're all Moors, it's everything, right? But you
listen,
have to be able to have your own discernment. And so when
yeah,
my sister said, put Prophet Noble Drew Ali in the Oregon and you'll know what to do. And I learned exactly what to do. And so
yo,
I don't associate with any Moorish temples or any different things like that. I don't. I'm like, I am an infinionaire. I minister and I govern myself and I live within my own jurisdiction. And so I don't claim anything else outside of that. I can collaborate with and fellowship with anyone, but don't nobody rule over me. So
yeah. Anytime all those religions are false, all of them are fake. When they go, like some teachers come when it's time for it to come and give information, but some information is outdated, and we have to get out of that outdated information. You know what I'm saying? So
and if you really research Prophet Noble Drew Ali, all of the things that people are doing, oh my gosh, he would be. That's another reason why I had to create this for him, because people were fucking up his name so bad, lying on him, saying things that were not so in his name, that he needed this kind of energy to free his spirit from the hold that people that are mimicking him and trying to act and use. I
get
mean,
money off his name. Yeah.
it gets
It's
deep.
evil. It's an evil game. But that's
Yeah,
one thing about it nowadays. Like once you said it yourself. When you infinite and you know that certain things don't mean nothing to you no more. You also looking at yourself different, but you're also looking at everybody else different. Like you're looking at them like, oh, you'll sell yourself for that little bit of change. You know, like this little piece of paper controls you.
yeah,
So you're
yeah.
looking at everything, the chessboard and everything else. The guy that said, supreme blackness is divine energy, supreme frequency, universal vibration.
Ache,
Oh,
ache,
that
ache,
triple blackness is the
ache. That
same.
blackness. We love us some black over here, some blickety black, black, black,
Look,
black.
I'm talking about tech tights. Tap
Yeah.
into the tech
Ooh, that's
tights, that
nice.
shungites, that black tourmaline, that obsidian. Hold up, there's more.
Have you ever worked with the with
Black Star Sapphire with
that's
six
what
rows.
sapphire?
Black Star Sapphires.
Black Star Sapphire. That's nice. Have
And
you ever
then
worked with it's poisonous, but it has red rubies in the inside. Oh goodness, I can't think of the name of it. It's
I
a
got it in the room. It's called it starts with a V, like Vandalite or something like that. It has red stones on it.
it's red stones in the inside.
And it has fibroid stones on it. Yeah,
But
I
it's
got a
like
couple.
it looked like that Tektite on the outside, really, with
Yeah,
that
I keep all
yellow.
those. I keep all those put up just because, like I said, I got kids, so I don't want them dibbling dabbling, and I'm still learning stuff. Like I carve stones too, so I'm learning that certain stones you can't even carve. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So also I'm gonna give you some more black ones: Columbianite, Agnemanitite, and Centimani stone.
Send some money, Stone.
Centimani,
Send some money.
Centimani stone, Centimani. But the cool thing
Okay.
about this stone is they're called, those three stones come together, with the fourth being Moldavite. But when those stones come together, that's pretty much the what they call the philosopher's stone.
Mm-hmm.
And people read every white man's book and be like, "Oh, the philosopher's stone is made out of piss." Whatever, do that if you want to. You know what I'm saying? But the
Right.
philosopher's stone was, if you look at the symbol of the philosopher's stone, when those ancients were talking about it, they would
Uh-huh.
also three black stones encased in fire. That's the philosopher's stone. Is agmanitite, centimani stone, and columbianite, or it's a bunch of different ones. So it's like you can mix that combination in, but
Mm-hmm.
it's those black stones, which is the form of creation. It's the mother of the triple blackness. That's why you have the three stones. So you can
Ache.
manifest. Now the thing about that is you can only, like you said, we don't say the word manifest, but create outer. The second you start asking for something from within, like that's like the baby inside your stomach asking for money. It makes no sense to ask for money.
Right.
I'm saying there's certain things that or if you're gonna do it, you wish on somebody else where it comes back on you. You see what I'm saying? So it's like don't wish for money, wish for abundance or protection
Spirit.
or prosperity and things of that nature. Especially on a night like this, is the full moon. I know we're about to get out of here, but tonight's a super moon. So yeah, manifest well, manifest abundantly. You know what I'm saying? And it's not always about a dollar. Ooh, that's an owl.
Yes.
You don't play.
I don't play. Every time a symbol would come, I'd have to honor the symbol and create a piece so that they could give me more information.
I say, guys, see. We got to get off here because we're gonna do this all night. When it comes to
Okay,
stones,
I'm done. I
when
ain't
it come
sure.
out, when it comes to stones, we can do this all day. I'm gonna definitely want to have you back on. I'm supposed to have a couple more. A doctor come on, and of course Uncle Hank come on. But yeah, we want to keep doing the shuttle vote with different people that have science of stones and really take the stones seriously. Because, like I said, we're not arguing with dummies no more. Yeah, they can argue all day. Oh, you into stones? You into that? Everybody's into stones. If you're on a cell phone, you're into stones.
Yeah.
When you ring your groceries up and that red beam that's ruby. You know what I'm saying? That's ruby technology. Even though it's lab grown, it's still grown out of the same minerals. So yeah, there's so much to this technology, man. Each one teach one, and I appreciate you so much, God. It's like, once again, can you tell us all your information? How can we get in contact with you?
Yes, you can get in contact with me. I'm on TikTok, on Facebook, and on Instagram. I am SEG13, Master Vibration 13. I just recently did an interview with Miss Bliss, with Dr. Latanya Taylor from Rebirth, and I believe that Orisha Stone and I are going to be teaming up soon for a podcast together. I won't mention anything else about it, but we're going to be teaming up for a special broadcast coming up soon. If you want to connect with me directly, please call or text 818-233-5776. Once again, that's 818-233-5776. Text first, please.
Guidance, we appreciate you so much. Also, big shout out to the elders of the night and OJ Yemi, because she's always connecting me with scientists. Like she be keeping me on. She, oh, you think you know someone? Let me send somebody else teach you something new. So I appreciate you. Your energy is so familiar. We appreciate the divine feminine energy. You know what I'm saying? And masculine energy, but most definitely the divine feminine energy. We appreciate goddesses that really put in work with their minds and not falling for the, you know what I'm saying, the hype and everything else and
Yes.
everything that you've done in your life to get you to where you are right now. So thank you for everything. Is there anybody
Thank
else? Do me a favor. Tell me
Yes.
your five stones that you're working with right now before we leave out. Five stones that you want the people to work with, and why would you want them to work with it?
Oh, definitely mahogany obsidian for grounding. Definitely selenite so that you can connect with your ancestors in the spirit world. Definitely work with azurite for your
Oh,
imagination, for your visualization. That was for black tourmaline for protection. What is that? Oh, that's the azurite right there.
Azurite. I don't play with that, but the Azurite's
I
made.
love azurite. That's that blue. There's no other blue like azurite. And then black tourmaline, so that you can protect yourself from electromagnetic frequencies, and so that you could send anything that is coming to you back to its source.
I
And
say,
I
I
want
say.
to thank you, Orisha Stone. I definitely checked out the podcast that you did with the matriarchs, and I just got to thank you so much for that, because I've been in this world for a very long time and in this industry for over 15 years, and a lot of people don't want to talk to me. You understand? And so I'm grateful for you for acknowledging the divine feminine, because it is our time and it's very powerful. So
OJ
thank you.
Yemi said something amazing last night. She said, "You got a lot of frauds out here. A lot of people hide behind that word matriarch and divine feminine and everything else. You talking to everybody about the divine feminine except for talking to the divine feminine, talking to the
That's right.
matriarch. So if we want the wisdom and we want to act like we talking about it and we being about it, fuck all. Excuse me. Forget talking about it. Let's start introducing and inviting the matriarch here so we get this wisdom. So I appreciate everything that y'all do and everything that y'all been doing for us and everything else. The energy wise is a full moon manifest well, and we appreciate you so much again. And most definitely, we're gonna do it again. I know it seems like we're getting off, but yeah, we're gonna do this again because it's amazing. So run it back, listen to all those stones. The only stone I want to throw out there that we probably didn't get on, turquoise. Get yourself some turquoise.
Selenite, selenite, turquoise, black tourmaline, mahogany obsidian, and shungite.
Don't just get the stones. Look the stones up and do the history. Look up the curious lore of the stones. Look up the power. Look up the rituals for the stones. Jet. That's another black woman we forgot. Jet. Black Diamond, also. So, but let me get off there. Like I said, we're gonna keep going. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for this because it was amazing.
You're welcome. Thank
Shadow Bolt, running back. I say, peace.
you.